guys, this is Shen,
And I'm Siri.
and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. Before we start, here's a reminder that I'm doing a giveaway which will end on 31st January. All the information will be in the description down below. And please subscribe to this channel. We're here with Jel today.
Hello.
So today we're doing a Canadian serial killer case.
Is this our first Canadian case?
Yeah, it is our first Canadian case. So today's case is about a Canadian serial killer named Robert William Pickton. Robert William Pickton and his brother David owned a farm in Port Coquitlam, British Columbia, 27 kilometers east of Vancouver. Worker Bill Hiscock called the farm a creepy-looking place and described Pickton as a pretty quiet guy whose occasional bizarre behavior, despite no evidence of substance abuse, would draw attention. The Pickton brothers began to neglect the site's farming operations. They registered a non-profit charity, the Piggy Plays Good Times Society.
The piggy what?
Piggy Plays Good Times Society.
Okay.
The Canadian government in 1996, claiming to organize, coordinate, manage, and operate special events, functions, dances, shows, and exhibitions on behalf of service organizations, sports organizations, and other worthy groups. Its events included raves and wild parties and gatherings in a converted slaughterhouse on the farm at 953 Dominion Avenue in Port Coquitlam. These events attracted as many as 2,000 people. Members of the Hells Angels were known to frequent the farm.
What's Hell's Angels? Like a biker gang?
What kind of party that they are doing that attracting lots of people, like 2,000 people?
Well, I think she mentioned like sex workers, so you know what kind of party? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
So that means they're like making a business, like distributing sex worker women, or is it that kind of like a business? That's why that much people got attract, or is it a party where they can get the woman?
No, that's a good question.
I think that's kind of both. I mean, the Pickton brothers hires the women, and the customers or people who goes to the parties sees the women over there and enjoys them, I think.
But they called it a non-profit, right? Like, so they shouldn't be able to earn money from this, I think.
Whatever they're doing, it's already illegal. It doesn't matter at this point if they made money or not.
Okay, yeah.
They probably did. It doesn't have to go on record.
Oh, yeah.
Also maybe some higher people might involve.
Yeah. March 23rd, 1997, Pickton was charged with the attempted murder of sex worker Wendy Lynn Aistetter, whom he had stabbed several times during an altercation at the farm. Aistetter had informed police that Pickton had handcuffed her, but that she had escaped after suffering several lacerations. She told them she had disarmed him and stabbed him with his weapon. Pickton sought treatment at Eagle Ridge Hospital, while Aistetter recovered at the nearest emergency room. He was released on 2,000 Canadian dollar bond. Charge was dismissed in January 1998. Months later, the Picktons were sued by Port Coquitlam officials for violating zoning ordinances, neglecting the agriculture for which it had been zoned, and having altered a large farm building on the land for the purpose of holding dances, concerts, and other recreations. The Picktons ignored the illegal pressure and held a 1998 New Year's party, after which they were faced with an injunction banning future parties. The police were authorized to arrest and remove any person attending future events at the farm. The society's non-profit status was removed the following year for inability to procure financial statements. It was subsequently disbanded.
He attempted to murder her. She fought back. They both went to hospital, and he was released on bond, and then nothing. There was no more information on what happened about the murder charge, the attempted murder charge. It just moved on to them being sued for illegal partying in a agricultural land. What? Did they forget he tried to murder a woman?
Yeah.
I think they didn't care much in the 90s, late 90s, but still in the 90s. Over the course of 3 years, Hiscox noticed that women who visited the farm eventually went missing. On February 6, 2002, police executed a search warrant for illegal firearms at the property. Robert and David Pickton were arrested, and police obtained a second warrant using what they had seen on the property to search the farm as part of the BC Missing Women investigation.
I forgot who's Hiscox.
Hiscox is the worker or the caretaker, one of the employees of these brothers.
Of the farm?
Yeah, of the farm.
But the farm doesn't even work. Like if he's a waiter at the party.
Somebody has to clean up, yo.
Oh yeah.
Think the brothers are cleaning up? No.
No way.
But if the girls, like, there are other girls in the house, right?
They come. Yeah.
Wouldn't that other girl might know if there's someone missing? They should, isn't it?
Yeah. Seems like all the women who goes missing.
Because it's like a party, right? So, and they said there is a sex worker. So sex worker means there is not only one, but there will be a lot of women, right?
Yeah.
So if there's a missing woman, wouldn't the other women would recognize or notice something, isn't it?
Not really. If there's a lot of people in a party, nobody would care where each one goes.
One is missing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like 2,000 people.
Oh, okay.
But is it only sex workers that were going missing? Because he just says women, so he doesn't really say if they were all sex workers.
True.
If it's the kind of party we're thinking about, I think they're mostly sex workers.
But there are like about 2,000 people. Are there that many sex workers in that particular area?
You don't need like 2,000 sex workers. You need like a few for 2,000 people.
Oh yeah. But okay, yeah, that doesn't make sense because these sex workers are their source of income, aren't they?
Yeah.
No, it could be, it seems like a club, right? There could be booze, there could be just enjoying the music. Just entering the club will cost.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if your clients want booze, then you don't throw the booze, right? If your clients come for sex workers, then you shouldn't be killing sex workers.
Yeah.
These guys are dumb.
It all could be because they like it. It could be part of the sex act.
Oh, gross people.
Yeah. Personal items belonging to missing women were found at the farm, which was sealed off by the members of Joint RCMP, Vancouver Police Department Task Force. The following day, Pickton was charged with weapon offenses. Both of the Picktons were later released. However, Robert Pickton was kept under police surveillance.
Any reason there's a bigger focus on Robert Pickton?
Yes, and you will know about it soon, very soon.
Okay.
Robert Pickton was arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of Serena Abbott-Sway and Mona Wilson. On April 2nd, 3 more charges were added for the murders of Jacqueline McDonald, Diane Rock, and Heather Bottomley. A 6th charge for the murder of Andrea Joesbury was laid on April 9th, followed shortly by a 7th for Brenda Wolfe. On September 20th, 4 more charges were added for the slaying of Georgina Papin, Patricia Johnson, Helen Hallmark, and Jennifer Firminger. 4 more charges for the murders of Heather Shinnock, Tanya Hollis, Sherry Irving, and Igna Hall were laid on October 3rd, bringing the total to 15. This was the largest investigation of any serial killer in Canadian history. On May 26, 2005, 12 more charges were laid against Pickton for the killings of Cara Ellis, Andrea Borhaven, Deborah Lynn Jones, Marnie Frey, Tiffany Drew, Kerry Koski, Sarah DeVries, Cynthia Felix, Angela Jardine, Wendy Crawford, Diana Melnick, and Jane Doe, bringing the total number of first-degree murder charges to 27.
Wow. Thank God you said the total because I lost count after 11. Also, one of them is a Jane Doe, so unidentified.
Yeah.
And I noticed that something happened in April and then they found like 4 more bodies in September and then they found like more bodies in like May or something. Why did it take them so long? Like, were they buried and they had to dig up like a huge farm or something? Like, why would it take like 5 months to do that.
Yeah, they had to dig up the whole farm. The bodies were all over the place, which had been there for a very long time.
I'm already guessing something because I watch a lot of Criminal Minds.
Yeah,
He's got a farm, right?
yeah.
He fed it to the pigs, or he grinded them in a meat grinder because that happened in Bones.
Was Bones inspired by this?
In Bones, there was a meat grinding episode, and then in Criminal Minds, there's a pig eating episode. And then the pig eating episode, all the bones, like all the body is gone, but the killer likes to collect shoes. Like they found like 200 pairs of shoes. Like it was disturbing.
Maybe I think like higher persons are involved, because it's a party, right? And they can get a woman there.
Can't be like that.
Oh, you think like politicians are coming to the party or something?
Yes.
Investigation continued at the farm through November 2003. The cost of the investigation is estimated to have been $70 million by the end of 2003. According to the provincial government, as of 2015, the property is fenced off, underlined by the Crown in right of British Columbia. In the meantime, all the buildings on the property, except a small barn, had been demolished.
70 million. What did they do?
Forensic analysis proved difficult because the bodies may have been left to decompose or be eaten by insects and pigs on the farm. Siri called it.
Yeah.
Insects though, what? Like maggots and stuff?
Yeah. The early days of the excavations, forensic anthropologists brought in heavy equipment including two 50-foot, which is 15-meter, flat conveyor belt and soil sifters to find traces of human remains. On March 10, 2004, the government revealed that Pickton may have ground up human flesh and mixed it with pork that he sold to the public.
Oh my god, what?
The people who bought the pork from them will be throw up.
God.
That was.
The province's health authority later issued a warning. Another claim was made that he fed the bodies directly to his pigs.
This is kind of like what I watch in Bones, where they have to take the entire mud samples and everything because some bones are tiny, and to assemble the whole body, they just take the. I get that in order to excavate an entire farm that could hold 2,000 people, so it must have been a big farm. It would take a lot of years. It did take literal years, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of money.
Pickton's trial began on January 30th, 2006 in New Westminster. Pickton pleaded not guilty to 27 charges of first-degree murder in the Supreme Court of British Columbia.
Unbelievable. There's 27 bodies in their farm.
Yeah. The voir dire phase of the trial took most of the year to determine what evidence might be admitted before the jury. I think voir dire is having a fair jury, non-biased or something. I thought all juries had to be that. Reporters were not allowed to disclose any of the material presented in the arguments. On March 2nd, one of the 27 counts were rejected by Justice James Williams for lack of evidence.
Yeah. So only one body, right? Only one victim's not counted.
Yeah, I think it's the Jane Doe, maybe. On August 9th, Justice Williams served the charges, splitting them into one group of 6 counts and another group of 20 counts. The trial proceeded on the group of 6 counts. The remaining 20 counts could have been heard in a separate trial, but ultimately were stayed on August 4, 2010. Because of the publication ban, full details of the discussion were not publicly available. But the judge has explained that trying all 26 charges at once would put an unreasonable burden on the jury, as the trial could last up to 2 years. It also would have had an increased chance for a mistrial. The judge added that the 6 counts he chose had materially different evidence from the other 20. Office of Inspector General Senior Investigator R.J. McDougall was a case agent for the investigation. The date for the jury trial of the first 6 counts was initially set to start January 8, 2007, but was later postponed to January 22nd. On that day, Pickton faced first-degree murder charges in the deaths of Ray, Abbotsway, Papin, Joesbury, Wolfe, and Wilson. The media ban was lifted, and for the first time, Canadians heard the details of what was found during the long investigation. Skulls cut in half with hands and feet stuffed inside. The remains of one victim found stuffed in a garbage bag, and her blood-stained clothing found in Pickton's trailer. Part of another victim's jawbone and teeth found beside Pickton's slaughterhouse, and a .22 caliber revolver with an attached dildo containing both his and a victim's DNA. In a videotaped recording played for the jury, Pickton claimed to have attached the dildo to his weapon as a makeshift silencer.
He cut the skull in half and shoved hands inside it. How? Like what? How?
I don't know.
Ugh. Oh my god, just got goosebumps.
And he has a revolver with a dildo attached to it.
Yeah.
Which Pickton? I guess the Robert Pickton, I think.
But here's the thing, his brother was let go. I don't know, like, wouldn't his brother know of all these things?
Yeah, I mean, if the brother is doing all these things, the other one should know, right?
As of February 20, 2007, the following information has been presented to the court. During Pickton's trial, lab staff testified that about 80 unidentified DNA profiles, roughly half male and half female, have been detected on evidence. The items police found inside Pickton's trailer: a loaded .22 revolver with a dildo over the barrel and one round fired, boxes of .357 Magnum handgun ammunition, night vision goggles, 2 pairs of faux fur-lined handcuffs, a syringe with 3 millimeters of blue liquid inside, and Spanish fly aphrodisiac.
Maybe something made out of a Spanish fly? Is Spanish fly an actual fly, or is it like a euphemism for something?
Yeah. A videotape of Pickton's friend, Scott Chubb, saying Pickton had told him a good way to kill female heroin addict was to inject her with windshield washer fluid.
Ugh.
What? Okay. A second tape was played for Pickton, in which an associate named Andrew Bellwood said Pickton mentioned killing sex workers by handcuffing and strangling them, then bleeding and gutting them before feeding them to pigs. Photos of the contents of a garbage can found in Pickton's slaughterhouse, which held some remains of Mona Wilson.
I'm confused. They have a videotape of Pickton strangling women, or they have a videotape of someone saying Pickton was strangling women?
They have a video of someone saying that Pickton was strangling women.
Oh. You know how when they use like backlight or UV light or something, all the blood stains or any sort of bodily fluids like light up?
Yeah.
This farm must have lit up like everywhere.
In October 2007, a juror was accused of having made up her mind already that Pickton was innocent. The trial judge questioned the juror, saying, "It's reported to me you said from what you had seen, you were certain Mr. Pickton was innocent. There was no way he could have done this, that the court system had arrested the wrong guy." The juror denied this completely. Justice Williams ruled that she could remain on the jury since it had not been proven she made that statement.
But which sane person would look at all this evidence and think that Pickton's innocent? Also, didn't he admit that he used the dildo as a silencer in the gun? Like, why would you need a silencer? Like, what shady things are you doing?
Justice James Williams suspended jury deliberations on December 6, 2007, after he discovered an error in his charge to the jury. Earlier in the day, the jury had submitted a written question to Justice James requesting clarification of his charge, asking, "Are we able to say yes, as in find Pickton guilty, if we infer the accused acted indirectly?"
Oh, yeah, what does that mean?
if it's actually first-degree murder.
Why in the world is the jury empathizing with this monster?
On December 9th, 2007, the jury returned a verdict that Pickton is not guilty on 6 counts of first-degree murder, but is guilty on 6 counts of second-degree murder. A second-degree murder conviction carries a punishment of a life sentence with no possibility of parole for a period between 10 and 25 years, to be set by the trial judge. On December 11th, 2007, after reading 18 victim impact statements, British Columbia Supreme Court Judge Justice James Williams sentenced Pickton to life with no possibility of parole for 25 years, the maximum punishment for second-degree murder, and equal to the sentence which would have been imposed for a first-degree murder conviction. Mr. Pickton's conduct was murderous, and repeatedly so. I cannot know the details, but I know this: what happened to them was senseless and despicable, said Justice Williams in passing the sentence.
Second degree is like non-intentional murder or something, like accidental something?
Yeah, I think so. Like it doesn't have to be only accidental, like you said, non-intentional.
27 of them accidental, like unintentionally just happened to murder 27? No, I just googled it. Second degree murder is intentional murder but lacks premeditation.
Oh, why isn't it premeditated? They had a tape of his friends who claimed that how to strangle a person or how to kill people.
I think the jury chose second degree, but the thing, like, because second degree has a lesser charge, but what the judge did is, even if he got the second degree, he got maximum second degree, which is almost like getting first degree.
Yeah, true. I guess so.
Yeah, he gave him like the maximum sentence possible. This dude is crazy. I don't know how he didn't plead like not guilty because of insanity.
Yes.
He did plead not guilty. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this video, and thank you, Jill, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
If you like this drawing and you want to see the finished piece, please check out my Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below which true crime or supernatural case you would like to see next, or if you have a story of your own you would like to share, you can send them to me to my email or my Instagram.
Or on our subreddit. All the links will be in the description down below. Subscribe for more videos like this, and if you're already subscribed, please click the bell to be notified in the future.
Thank you, bye!
See ya!
Bye bye.